You know, it feels like the science fiction of yesterday is becoming our reality today, and it's happening faster than we can even wrap our heads around it. But what if we try to peek even further ahead, like say 30 years from now? Today, we're going to try and piece together a picture of what life could actually look like in the year 2050.
Yeah, that's the big question, right? What is our world actually going to be like? So we're going to dive into some current trends and what the experts are predicting to build a vision of the future. It's definitely a bit of a guessing game, for sure, but it's one that's totally rooted in the technology that's already starting to pop up all around us.
So, to make sense of all this, we've broken our journey down into 4 parts. We're going to start with how tech might literally merge with our own biology, then we'll look at the world around us, then we'll explore the new kinds of societies that could pop up, and finally, we'll think about what it all really means.
All right, first up, let's talk about upgrading, well, us. This section is all about the technologies that are designed to merge with our own bodies and minds, boosting our abilities in ways that, let's be honest, have really only ever existed in the movies.
And at the very heart of this whole transformation is something called nanotechnology. We're talking about microscopic robots, nanobots, that could be implanted in our brains. The goal? To create a direct link, a brain-computer interface. This would basically merge your own thoughts with the insane power of the digital world.
And this really shows you the difference. Right now, our brains are kind of on their own, right? We have to pull out our phones to look something up, but in this 2050 scenario, your mind is just connected to the cloud. Imagine having instant access to all of human knowledge. You wouldn't even have to Google it. You would just know it.
And that leads to something that is, well, it's almost unbelievable. If your mind, your memories, your entire consciousness is just data, then it could be downloaded, it could be saved. It could even be transferred to a new host, maybe an advanced robot. I mean, this opens the door to a kind of digital immortality, where the greatest minds could just keep on working, forever.
But, and this is a huge but, who gets to do this? Like any technology this revolutionary, it's probably going to be incredibly expensive, at least at first. This kind of life-saving, mind-preserving tech could create a brand new kind of class divide, one where only the super rich get to live on.
So while the wealthy might be upgrading their own biology, what about everyone else? Well, the rise of AI and robots is expected to cause a massive disruption to how we work. In fact, some experts are predicting that a staggering 50% of the jobs we have today could just be gone by 2050. That's a huge challenge for society to figure out.
Okay, so let's shift gears. We've talked about our inner world. Now let's look at the outer world. This next part is all about how technology is going to reshape our physical environment. Everything from how we get to work to the actual buildings we live in.
Just picture it, a world with no traffic jams, no stress from driving. A self-driving car just shows up when you need it, and your whole commute becomes time you can use for work or to just relax. This isn't just about making things easier. We're talking about a future with way fewer accidents. And all those hours we spend driving, we get them back.
And it goes way beyond just cars. Look at projects like the Hyperloop One. The whole idea is to completely reinvent public transit. By using magnets to float pods through underground tunnels, it could hit incredible speeds. Travel would become faster, cheaper, and a whole lot cleaner.
Now, of course, all this new tech needs power, and that means we need an energy revolution. To fight climate change, the goal is to get rid of fossil fuels completely. So, the future is going to be powered by a mix of renewables, things like ocean, wind, solar, and thermal energy. The way we actually make things is going to be totally different too. Advanced 3D printing will be everywhere, letting us create pretty much anything on demand, from a new chair to an entire house. But this also brings up some really serious questions. As the source material points out, the ability to print weapons from a file you download online is a reality we're going to have to deal with. And the houses we live in will be just as smart. By 2050, we'll be way past just yelling at a smart speaker. The next generation of homes will have AI built right in, so they can actually sense your mood and figure out what you need before you even have to ask.
Okay, so we've upgraded our minds and our world. Now, how does all of this tech actually reshape society itself? This next section looks at the new realities and new rules that are going to define our economies, our communities, and even how we see the world.
You've probably heard the buzzword metaverse, but by 2050, it could be a real immersive place. It's a shared virtual space where you, as an avatar, can go shopping, travel the world, or meet up with friends, all without leaving your house. It's not just a game, it's like a parallel life.
And this move into the digital world is going to shake up everything, including education.
Projections suggest that a massive 70% of higher education will happen online. And get this, your professor might not even be human. Imagine your lectures being given by a super advanced AI.
Even something as basic as money is going to change. We're probably looking at a future with no physical cash at all. Every transaction will be virtual, driven by AI and decentralized finance. And this automation will creep into daily life too, like your smart fridge just automatically ordering milk for you when you're running low. So this brings us to our final and maybe most important section. We've painted a picture of a future with incredible power and convenience. But all this progress raises a huge question. Can we, as a society, actually keep up with such a radical change? And this is where our whole journey connects back to the beginning. Remember those fully automated smart homes? Well, imagine them having interactive holographic TVs. And the remote control? It'll just be your mind, powered by the exact same nanobot technology we talked about at the very start. This quote from our source material really nails the central problem here. Technology is moving at this incredible exponential speed, but our social systems, our laws, our ethics, they all move so much slower. The real question is whether we can ever close that gap. So, this is the future that could be waiting for us, one of instant knowledge, longer life, and automated everything. But as we get closer to this new world, we have to ask ourselves a really tough question. What happens to human creativity when you can just download a skill? What happens to real human connection when we can live in a perfect virtual world? In gaining all of this, what essential parts of being human might we lose along the way? Thanks for coming on this trip to the future with me.